Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Repinkle Studios video. Today, we're going to be playing a little to the left. So in all reality, I actually have played this game already, and this is all actually post-recorded. The audio got messed up on the original recording, and so I'm having to voice over it to make sure that you guys have something to listen to instead of just watching me play the game. So here is Chapter 1, Home Sweet Home. Now, I gotta say, um, I played a and I really loved it. This first part got me a little confused just because I got the concept of that's supposed to be the introduction, but I did not expect it to be that straightforward. And the second level did the same thing to me. I genuinely thought it was going to be much more challenging. I was going to have to put the fish in a certain way, the balls in a certain way, the mice in together. But then there was a solution. This time I'm going to figure out what are the different solutions for this. Because I knew some had more than one, but I didn't know how to tell. Now, this was a interesting level to play through here with the crayons, because I had a lot of different ideas in mind as to how they could be organized. I wanted to try rainbow palette at first because I always thought of like white, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black. That's kind of how I usually form my rainbows. When that didn't work, I was fairly surprised, and so I started playing around trying to figure out what the different solutions were. Hence why I'm just kind of moving the different pencils everywhere, just trying to put this together, and finally, I got frustrated enough that I went ahead and used a hint because nothing seemed to be working. And where I saw I was supposed to go from lightest to darkest, I was even more confused. So I went ahead and resumed, and I tried that, trying to see if that solution works. Now, this is the part where I'm just trying to figure out how I did not put together that they have to be clicked into certain spots. I did not put that together. I moved four of them off. I was so close to having it. I looked at the hint again, still utterly confused. But it I was really just trying to find anything I could to figure out why it wasn't processing, why it wasn't letting me move on to the next level. Playing around with it again, just trying different spots. And then finally, I realized they click into specific spots. And that's when I finally completed this level. Yeah, I'm not always the brightest cookie in the world. um, but this next puzzle was pretty straightforward as I just had the sticky notes and I had to connect them together. I pretty much figured that one out once I moved those first two together. And then when I saw it start clicking in, I realized, kind of like the coloring pencils, they have to click points. So that's where I kind of was playing around with that a little bit more. Now, I did not get that in the least amount of moves possible, but I still did get it relatively fast. And from there, we moved on to the picture level, which honestly, I really enjoyed playing. That was very straightforward, but I did kind of wish that there was like more solutions for me to go through with it. But hey, I'm sure there's going to be a level like that in the future. So for this level here, honestly, I loved the way it solved. It felt very fun with the stacking and to me, very aesthetically pleasing. Because once I finally figured it out and I was able to stack them all from largest to smallest, I really enjoyed how that came together. It's just, it was so nice to look at. Like, look at that! It's amazing! Um, this level took me a little bit to solve. I started off just trying the rainbow palette, going red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and that is something that I will always try first. That is my go-to. But Then I try going, I think, like large, small, large, and I'll be completely honest, I actually don't know what I'm doing at that beginning part. Here, I started moving it from shortest to tallest, trying to get it organized like that. Because, yeah, like that was the first way. And then I went ahead and saw there was two solutions, so I tried for the second solution and ended up trying, I believe, thinnest to thickest. And I believe that was a solution for it. Yep, that was. Um, so that one I got both the solutions pretty early on. So here I genuinely wanted to just try it doing a mismatch where it's like you push them as far away from each other as possible because I thought that might be one of the solutions. Then I realized it wasn't. And so I stacked them together properly after that. I definitely would have loved to see the mismatched be a solution, so that would be amazing for the people who like making messes like me. Um, but honestly, the fully stacked is very nice, very aesthetically pleasing. And to be honest, this game is very, very nice as a whole with the way everything comes together. The next one, the little cat trying to steal the letter, that got me. I was laughing so hard at that. Um, then this took a second to solve just because there were so many sticky notes, but because of the prior sticky note one, I knew they all connected to each other in some form or fashion. I just didn't know exactly how. And then I got it all together, and then here I decided to start off with organizing all of the push pins together by color. I saw the numbers, different numbers of berries on each branch, so I figured it was something along that lines of, but I didn't know how many there were of each push pin. So once I figured that out and got them all organized, I was able to put them on onto branches accordingly. And I think that one came together actually really fast. For this one here with the calendar, I had to count through the pattern to figure out exactly how everything was supposed to sit, but I ended up actually really liking how this one looked, and the sticker sound effect, I really loved how that sounded. That was really fun for me to play with, and I honestly just really liked the noise. But otherwise, I think I was most thrown off by the orange versus blue sticker on there, hence why I keep trying to put that one down, and I finally swapped it, heard the bell, and decided to go ahead and keep going and keep trying for the rest of them. But overall, this one came together pretty quickly. I just more so kept getting distracted during that puzzle. Now this next one, um, so this is very much so sped up. This took me almost 7 minutes to complete this puzzle, as I tried shortest to tallest, it did not work. And then I was trying to also connect the pieces together on the spine to make a picture, and I could not figure it out. It took a lot of trial and error for me to finally get it put together. I was trying to organize it by which pieces looked like they had a pair on the other side, trying to see how they connected, and ultimately, I ended up with that. I thought that was the picture. It was not, and I finally got it. I was so happy when I did. But then I came to this one, and honestly, I did not like this puzzle and how it looks, because I don't like how it's all crooked. I understood the assignment, but that doesn't mean I wanted to turn it crooked. I wanted, like, it both looks nice, but then also it threw me off so much. All the pictures, it just threw me off so much. It's still a lovely puzzle, though. All of these puzzles are so lovely. And then we came here to another sticky note puzzle. This one I really liked putting together. It definitely was very challenging with the lack of space on the screen, since you really do have to move them between each block like you do. But it really did come together rather quickly. It, not that quickly, but it took me a little bit to solve. A lot of these puzzles took me more time than I would like to admit, but honestly, they are very cleverly designed, and I'm very much so looking forward to seeing how the future puzzles come together and how it is as a whole as we keep working through it. Because they're very neat, like in the way it's all interconnected. Like that's really cool how it ends up. This one I think was probably my quickest one to solve because once again, I'm always going to try Rainbow Palette first. That is my go-to. I really love how it looks. And because of the prior coloring pencil, I realized they had slots they need to go into, so I did not make that mistake twice. I only made it once, and it was just for a very long time. And then from there, I saw there were three solutions, and I think the next thing I noticed was how the pencil tips had different lengths to them. So there was the shortest, to the longest, I believe. Now, this is actually one I will admit, I did have a little bit of prior knowledge about it because my friend did show me one of the solutions before. I can't remember if it was with the pencil tip or with the eraser tips, because I know that's the one I do try next is, oh, actually, I tried the erasers first, so it was probably the erasers my friend showed me. And then I went for pencil tips after that, going from shortest to longest. And I put everything in the wrong slot, so everything had to get moved over one. But who's surprised? That is my talent. I can never get them in the right slot. But I got all three stars, so I was pretty proud of that. Here is the one that took me a little while to do, because I was so convinced I had to stack them like that prior one, and I was putting so much work into trying to get them stacked up, and they were not stacking. For that. Then I was like, maybe they need to be spread out. And that didn't work either. So I was like, maybe I have to like make a letter or something to send out and stack them accordingly, but that was not exactly working either. And it's not until I finally put that yellow paper there, I realized that's where it's supposed to go. So this envelope may be supposed to go somewhere else too, and click into a spot. And once I found that, I realized everything fits in here in very specific points. And I really love how it looks when it's completed. Like, that looks so nice. And then the cat comes and sweeps it all away with his tail. I love that cat so much. Reminds me of my own little kitties.